Hey fellow Blender fiends. Alright, we are now at the second part of the tutorial. Uh, the last tutorial we put in the molding, we cut out the holes for the windows, we popped out these little parts for the doors, and now we're going to get into making the doorknob to make it look, a little more realistic. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go into edit mode. Actually, let's stay in object mode. Let's take our 3D cursor and put it right here. We're going to hit the space bar, add object, add mesh. We're going to add a plane. We're going to rotate that on the x-axis by 90. We're going to go ahead and go into edit mode again. Scale that down. Scale on the x-axis. Go in and look at what we got going on here. I want to scale on the z-axis. Once again, scale on the z-axis. Bring it down, kind of get it close to these two things right here, our mold. Okay, and then we're going to extrude it. Pull it back just a little bit like that. Bring it in. Oh, hit A to select all. Bring it out. Let's look at it. Okay, I'm going to bring it in a little more to about right there. And let's hit tab to go into object mode and see how it looks. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and rename that item or object faceplate. Okay, it's now called faceplate. And then we will go, we're still in object mode, so let's go ahead and we'll take and make a, we'll start on the doorknob. Take that like that. And we'll go back into front view, hit tab, spacebar, add a mesh. We're going to add a cylinder. Scale it down to a good amount. Rotate X 90. Okay. Make sure we get this good in center. Make sure that is center. Before we start though, it's always good to hit Control S and save your work. As well as the door needs to go ahead and be the modifier. We're done with the modifier, so let's go back to the door. We're going to hit apply. Make sure this is the door, yep, and apply. There we go. Now we're not going to use that mirror modifier anymore, so if we go working on that again, it won't do the same over here as if it did over there. Anyway, let's get back to this part right here. We're going to actually call this the doorknob. There we go. Name it doorknob. Alrighty. Let's go in, look and see what we got here. Kind of get that doorknob right there. Alright, let's go into edit mode. I'm going to scale that doorknob down just a little bit, like so. Bring it in, or down. There we go. Want to scale it on the y-axis, kind of give it a little bit more length. See how far it's going in. Okay. Then let's get a better view of what we got going on. Alright. Let's scale it down a little more. It's kind of big. There we go. Okay. Now let's go into face mode select. We're going to select that face right there. We're going to extrude it. We're going to scale it out. Like so. Back in, get a better view. We're going to extrude it again to about right there. We're going to extrude it one more time. Scale it down. Okay. Then we're going to go into edge mode select. We're going to select this. We're going to hit Control R. Click it in. Scale it out. Alright. Then we'll hit face mode select once again. We're going to extrude that. Bring it in just a tiny bit. Scale it in. Bring it out just a little more. We don't want it too much. Let's hit tab, see what we got going on. Not too bad. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to hit this. We're going to hit Control R once again. Lock it in. Scale it out. Alright. Hit tab. And we will go over here to our tools area. We're going to smooth it. And there we have a doorknob. Bring it back just a little bit. We're going to take that doorknob and we're going to duplicate it. Bring it out over to the other side. Rotate it on the x-axis at 90. Rotate it one more time. Yeah, rotate it one more time on the x-axis. Again, 90. There we go. Actually, that didn't work out exactly how I wanted it to. Well, let's hit Control Z, Control Z. Okay, I'm going to rotate that actually this way. I'm going to rotate it on the Z axis, 90. Rotate it one more time, Z axis, 90. There we go. That way it's even with the other doorknob. So we'll put that in there. There we go. We now have two doorknobs. Kind of want to bring that back just a little bit. Two doorknobs are created. I am going to select this doorknob as well. And I'm going to select this doorknob. There we go. And I'm going to hit Control J to join these two. And I'll leave it just like that. Now, I'm going to make a lock for the top up here for the door. So I'm going to hit spacebar, add object, add mesh. I'm going to add a cylinder. Before we even get started with the cylinder, scaling it down and all that, I'm going to rotate it 90. Rotate X 90. Scale it way down. There we go. Bring it over. Once again over. Gonna look at it, see where it's at. Again, I'm going to scale it way down again. There we go. Bring it out a tad bit. Scale it up. Bring it over. Try to get it even with the door knob itself. Scale it down. Make sure it's in there, right there. I'm going to call this door lock 01. Okay, now I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to select this right here. I'm going to hit Control R, put a cut into it, bring it up. I'm going to scale it out. About right there. Then I'm going to take and go to face mode select. I'm going to select that. I'm going to scale it down. I'm going to bring it out a little bit. Scale it a little more. Hit extrude. Bring it in. Scale it in. Bring it out just a little bit. There we go. Let's see what we got going on. That looks okay. I'm going to smooth it over here in our tools area once again. Okay. That's door lock 001. Bring it in. to about right there. See what we got going on. Okay. I'm going to maybe extrude this one more time and scale it in to about right there. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, that gave it like a bevel type look on the sides there. I'm going to duplicate this lock now, and I'm going to put it on the other side. So Shift D, bring it over. I'm going to rotate it on the x-axis with 90. One more time, rotate x 90. There we go. I'm going to put it inside of the faceplate of the door. Okay. And then I'm going to rename this one Door Lock 002 and hit enter. There we go. And as you see, we now have two doorknobs and two door locks. But with this door lock, seeing as it's the inside, we need like a turn mechanism, like like a lock type thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to extrude it, and we're going to scale it to about right there. And then we're going to extrude it out to about right there. That's pretty dang long, so let's bring it back just a little bit. And let's look at it as far as... That doesn't look too bad. Okay. Now we're going to add a... I'm going to probably add a separate mesh to this, actually. Yeah. So I'm going to add another mesh. I'm going to add a... Let's add a cylinder and see what happens. Go ahead and scale that way down. Bring it back in. I want to rotate that on the y-axis of 90. There we go. And scale that down. And bring it here. That's way too big, but that's okay for right now, because we need to get into working with it. So I'm going to scale it again. Yeah, really to about right there. Alright, let's take a look at what we got going on. Alright, bring it in. Bring it up. Bring it in a little more. Alright. Let's go into our edit mode. I want to scale that on the x-axis. So about right there. Let's take this. Actually, let's go ahead and select all of it. Scale it on the z-axis to smash it down a little bit. Just scale it on the y-axis to smash it a little bit more. Kind of like that. Alright. Scale it on the z-axis once again. Make it a little fatter. Okay. Bring it in just a little bit. See how far we can go through with that. Look at it. Okay, let's go into object mode, see what we get. Let's smooth that. That looks somewhat like a spinning mechanism. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to extrude this out to there. Let's scale it down. Extrude it out one more time. Scale it down. Alright. Same on the other side. Extrude. Scale. And extrude. And scale. And let's go back into object mode and see what we got. Let's bring this in just a little bit. Do this with this here as well. Object mode. Okay, we want to scale this down to about right there. Pull it through, see what we got. That's fine. Scale it on the Z, kind of make it a little fatter. There we go. And I think that looks, let's scale it on the Y, kind of make it a little bigger as far as like when it goes into the lock. I'm going to pull that out just a little bit so it doesn't show through. Just a little bit more. There we go. And let's look into object mode and see what we got. Okay, we have a locking type mechanism. We have our lock in the front. Looks pretty good. So now that we got that done, we could go ahead and start texturing our door. So that'll be the next part of the video. And do not forget, always hit Control S to save over, or to save your work that you've just done. And there we go, guys. We now have the door made, the windows cut out, the mold. We now have a doorknob, 2 doorknobs, a lock, and a lock in the inside. So as we progress, I mean, it is becoming more realistic as we build onto it. So the next part of the tutorial, we are going to texture the door and put the windows in. And then after that, that should be it. We may do some animation. I don't know right now, but for now, here we go. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.